Unresolved tensions between Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa had been brewing for months. Their divorce had been a quiet, amicable affair, but nothing could prepare them for the moment when their paths crossed once again. What started as a simple exchange quickly escalated into something far darker. Old frustrations, long buried beneath the surface, erupted with a force neither had anticipated. In that instant, the carefully constructed distance between them dissolved, and all that remained was the raw energy of unresolved pain. The confrontation that followed would leave an undeniable mark on both of them, one that no amount of time or distance could ever erase. A parabola of a fairy tale, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet's love story started long before they met in real life. When a young Jason first became captivated by his future wife on television, as a teenager he would watch the iconic The Cosby Show, where Bonet portrayed the effortlessly cool and beautiful Denise Huxtable. He was so taken by her that he often confessed to his friends that he was destined to marry her one day. Little did he know that fantasy would one day become a reality. In 2005, Jason's dream took an unexpected turn when he and Lisa met at a jazz club. At the time, Jason was just beginning to make a name for himself in Hollywood, but his admiration for Lisa had only grown over the years. Their connection was immediate, and it was clear that their bond ran deeper than just mutual attraction. Despite a 12-year age difference, they shared an undeniable chemistry rooted in their shared values and spiritual outlooks on life. Both had a profound love for nature and a strong commitment to family, and these commonalities laid the foundation for a lasting relationship. In 2017, after more than a decade together, Jason and Lisa made the decision to marry. The wedding took place in a small, intimate ceremony at their home in Topanga Canyon, California. Their family life flourished as they welcomed 2 children into the world, daughter Lola in 2007 and son Nakoa Wolf in 2008. The Bonet-Momoa household was a blend of peaceful domesticity mixed with the thrill of Hollywood stardom. But as Jason's career soared to unprecedented heights, the demands of his newfound fame started to take a significant toll on his personal life. His schedule was increasingly filled with long days on set, promotional events, and red carpets, leaving him with little time for anything else. Unfortunately, this meant that he was often away from home, away from the family he had worked so hard to build. Lisa, on the other hand, had always found contentment in the stability of their home life in Los Angeles. She was deeply rooted in the community, focusing on raising their children and maintaining the family's sanctuary while Jason's career took off. While she had always supported his ambitions, the increasing distance between them began to strain their relationship. The couple's once harmonious life, built on shared goals and mutual love, was slowly unraveling in the face of Jason's whirlwind success. As Jason's absences grew longer and more frequent, whispers of tension in their marriage became impossible to ignore. The tabloids and gossip blogs were filled with speculation. Was Jason involved with someone else? Was his rising stardom pushing him away from his wife? Rumors of infidelity began to swirl, with some alleging that his late-night filming sessions and glamorous events were simply an excuse to indulge in a new lifestyle, one where Lisa no longer had a place. Adding fuel to the fire was the public and ongoing connection between Lisa and her ex-husband, the legendary rock star Lenny Kravitz. While their relationship was amicable and focused solely on co-parenting their daughter Zoe, outsiders began to see their closeness as something more. Lisa and Lenny still shared a deep bond, which was often evident in their interactions. They would sometimes be spotted together at events or in family photos that appeared to show an intimacy that some found difficult to ignore. To the public eye, this only seemed to add layers to an already complex and strained situation. This brewing discontent eventually culminated in a shocking announcement no one expected. The fairy tale was over, but the tension had just begun. The shocking separation, media frenzy, and public reaction. In early 2024, Jason and Lisa shocked the world with an unexpected announcement that left fans and the media in utter disbelief. The couple had decided to separate. The news came out of nowhere, particularly because for years they had been seen as one of Hollywood's most stable and beloved pairs. Their relationship had always appeared picture-perfect, 2 successful individuals who had managed to balance their careers, family, and personal lives with seeming ease. So when they revealed that they were parting ways, the news hit like a thunderclap, reverberating across social media, news outlets, and celebrity circles. Their statement, posted on their social media platforms, was brief but poignant. After much thoughtful consideration, we have made the difficult decision to separate. We remain deeply committed to our children and will continue to work together to ensure their well-being. We ask that our privacy be respected during this time of transition. Thank you for your support and understanding. While the post was measured and respectful, it did little to quell the growing storm of rumors and speculations that followed. Tabloids exploded with theories, some suggesting that Jason's skyrocketing career had led to growing emotional distance, while others pointed to more scandalous claims about infidelity. The media, always hungry for the most salacious details, couldn't resist diving deeper into every aspect of their lives, scouring their past appearances and interviews for signs of cracks in their seemingly flawless marriage. While the media frenzy continued to swirl around them, both Jason and Lisa seemed to try and navigate the aftermath of their separation with an underlying focus on their children. Their divorce settlement was a quiet turning point, suggesting that they were more focused on moving forward than dragging each other down. Both Jason and Lisa waived spousal support, an uncommon move in celebrity divorces, signaling that they were more interested in moving forward independently than engaging in a drawn-out financial dispute. Their decision to forego financial entanglements reflected a clear understanding that their separation wasn't about winning or losing, it was about prioritizing what truly mattered, their family. The couple's 2 children, Lola and Nakoa Wolf, were at the heart of this agreement, and both parents expressed a unified commitment to co-parenting, ensuring that their children's well-being would remain their primary focus. In public statements made after the settlement, Jason and Lisa each expressed mutual respect for one another, a sentiment that further surprised many who had followed their tumultuous journey. Jason, ever the professional, praised Lisa for being an exceptional mother and partner in their shared responsibility of raising their children. Meanwhile, Lisa spoke with gratitude for the years they had spent together and emphasized her continued admiration for Jason's dedication to their family, even if their romantic relationship had come to an end. The tone of their words, though cautious, was sincere. It was clear that they were committed to maintaining a friendly, cooperative relationship. Moving forward, something that was not just for the media but something they genuinely believed was in the best interest of their kids. But as the days passed, old wounds reopened, leading to rising tension between the two, especially as Jason moved on with someone new. New beginnings, Jason and Adria Arjona. Jason Momoa's relationship with actress Adria Arjona began shortly after the divorce, much to Lisa's dismay. The first signs of a blossoming romance came in May 2024, when Jason was spotted dining with friends in Japan. But this wasn't just any casual dinner, the sparks flying between him and Adria were palpable, and within days, whispers about their relationship turned into full-blown speculation. The intrigue only deepened when Jason shared a post on social media referring to Adria as Momoa, the Spanish phrase for my love. It was the kind of intimate gesture that told the world more than any statement could. Jason was smitten. The public couldn't get enough, and the media devoured every detail, speculating on the timeline and dynamics of their newfound romance. By February 2025, the couple was no longer hiding in the shadows. Jason and Adria made their first official public appearance together at the SNL 50 party in New York City, and it was nothing short of electric. The chemistry between them was undeniable. Red carpet photographers captured the couple in moments of pure joy, their smiles and body language speaking volumes. The pair's arrival together at such a high-profile event was a powerful statement. This relationship was here to stay. It was a bold move, and it only served to fuel the growing buzz around their romance. But Adria wasn't just some newcomer to Jason's life. At 33 years old, the Puerto Rican actress had already been making a name for herself in Hollywood. Her starring role in Blink Twice, a film directed by Zoe Kravitz, Jason's former stepdaughter, added an unexpected layer of complexity to the situation. Fans and industry insiders alike couldn't ignore the connection between Adria and the Kravitz family. Was this all just coincidence, or was there something more to the story? The overlap of professional ties and personal lives only made the relationship more intriguing, with many speculating about how Jason's connection to Zoe's family would play into the mix. Behind the scenes, Jason and Adria's bond grew stronger by the day. Their public outings became more frequent, their chemistry even more palpable. Jason, ever the social media enthusiast, posted glimpses of their time together, including snapshots from their romantic getaways where the couple appeared lost in a world of their own. Their time in Japan, full of laughter and quiet moments, only deepened the sense that this wasn't just a fleeting romance, it was the real deal. For Jason, this relationship with Adria seemed to mark a fresh chapter in his life, one where he could finally shake off the shadows of his divorce from Lisa and embrace a new sense of happiness. The weight of his past struggles seemed to lighten in Adria's presence, and the joy he exuded was palpable. Fans who had watched him navigate the painful aftermath of his split could see the difference. He was finally smiling again in a way that felt genuine and unburdened. But not everyone was happy with this new chapter. Lisa, still adjusting to life after their divorce, found herself navigating a sea of complicated emotions. The presence of another woman in her children's lives was never going to be easy. But as Jason's relationship with Audrey became more public, Lisa found it harder to hide her feelings of frustration and resentment. Their co-parenting dynamic, which had once been filled with understanding, was now colored by the tension of Jason moving on so publicly. For Lisa, this wasn't just about the end of a marriage. It was about a new reality she hadn't anticipated, where Jason's new love became an undeniable part of her children's lives. She couldn't escape the growing sense of loss, even as she tried to make peace with it. This new relationship had come too soon, evolved too quickly, and now it threatened to completely destroy the balance she was struggling to keep for her children's sake. And for what? She asked herself. Jason was risking their kids' well-being for a woman he barely knew. What was he teaching them? Couldn't he see how disrespectful his actions were toward their mother, the woman he had once professed he would love forever? It wasn't just Jason's new relationship with Audrey that created friction, it was the way he handled things that really pushed Lisa over the edge. Rising tensions, the biggest fight. Lisa's frustrations reached a boiling point when Jason, seemingly eager to integrate Audrey into their family life, began introducing her to their children, Nakoa and Lola. It was during one of these interactions that Lisa's emotions finally erupted. One afternoon, Jason made his usual call to check in with the kids, a routine that had once felt like a lifeline for them all. But this time, something was different. After chatting with his children, Jason handed the phone over to Audrey, expecting the kids to converse with her as well. The audacity of the gesture sent a ripple of anger through Lisa. The idea that another woman would be so closely involved in their children's lives was too much for her to bear. Lisa's voice trembled with fury as she confronted Jason, unable to hold back any longer. "My children don't need a stepmom singing goodnight lullabies," she shouted into the phone, her words sharp and cutting. The tone of her voice reflected a deep sense of betrayal and frustration, emotions that had been simmering beneath the surface for months. The anger wasn't just about Audrey. It was about the overwhelming feeling of loss, the sense that her family was slipping away from her in ways she couldn't control. Jason, on the other hand, was taken aback. He hadn't anticipated the intensity of Lisa's reaction. He had been trying to make things work in his own way, assuming that time would heal the wounds from their divorce and that Lisa would eventually come to accept Audrey's presence. But the more he tried to justify his actions, the more Lisa's anger escalated. The tension reached a new height when Jason requested that Nakoa accompany him and Audrey to the premiere of the Minecraft movie on March 30th, 2025. He knew the boy loved the game and would love the movie, and hoped to walk the red carpet with him. He showed up to Lisa's house while she was hosting some friends. But if he expected a warm welcome, he was sorely mistaken. As soon as she saw him standing in the driveway, Lisa reportedly told her friends she needed to remind her ex-husband that he couldn't show up unannounced. While Jason stepped closer to the house, she made some jokes about his immaturity, alluding to the 12-year age difference between them. Her friends laughed openly as she wiped the floor with him. And when Jason approached them, it was clear that he was deeply embarrassed. Still, he politely asked Lisa for permission to bring their son to the movie premiere, believing she would immediately agree. But Lisa flatly refused, insisting that Nakoa would not be around Audrey. No stepmoms, she insisted, revealing the deep-rooted animosity she felt toward Jason's new relationship. Jason's face tightened with anger. The contempt in Lisa's voice stung him, but it was the underlying control she exerted over every aspect of their son's life that truly infuriated him. "You can't control everything," he shot back, his words laced with frustration. "Nakoa is my son too. I have a right to make decisions for him." His voice was rising, the tension in the room becoming palpable. He had been patient with Lisa's demands for a long time, but now he was determined to make a stand. But Lisa wasn't backing down. She crossed her arms over her chest, her expression one of sheer defiance. "Not this time," she said firmly. "You will not take him to that premiere. I won't let you put him in that situation." It was clear she wasn't just talking about the premiere. She was speaking about something deeper, something that had been festering for years, their ongoing struggle for control over their children's upbringing. Jason could feel his blood boiling. He couldn't believe the lengths Lisa was going to in order to keep their son away from him. He had been trying to co-parent with respect and understanding, but Lisa's refusal to compromise on anything made him feel like he was losing. He had grown tired of her controlling every decision regarding their children, especially now that he was trying to build a relationship with Adria. "This isn't just about the premiere," Jason said, his voice trembling with frustration. He was losing it completely and didn't care that people were witnessing his outburst. "This is about you trying to control every part of my life and using the children to punish me. Why do you always have to make everything so difficult?" The argument raged on for what felt like hours, with neither side willing to back down. Jason's determination to bring Nakoa to the premiere was about more than just the event itself. It had become a symbol of the broader battle for control between him and Lisa. He wanted to show her that he could make his own decisions for their son, that he wasn't just a passive bystander in their co-parenting arrangement. But Lisa, on the other hand, was equally determined to assert her authority. She wasn't about to let Jason have his way. The argument was witnessed by several family friends, who reportedly shared they heard Jason shout at Lisa before storming away in his car. Their disagreement had reached a standstill. Refusing to let his son be caught in the middle of the drama, Jason decided to attend the premiere alone. The decision left him feeling conflicted. He had hoped for Nakoa to be there with him, but Lisa's refusal had made it clear that this wasn't a battle he was going to win. Despite the emotional toll it took on him, he still went ahead with his plans. The premiere in London was a spectacular event, and Jason and Adria turned heads as they made their way down the red carpet. Jason was dressed in a bold purple velvet suit, exuding confidence and style, while Adria matched him perfectly in a flowing lavender dress. Together, they made a statement, showcasing not only their growing relationship but also their shared presence in the spotlight. To the world, they were a power couple, and the premiere was a moment to celebrate that. But even as they basked in the glamour of the night, Jason couldn't shake the bitterness gnawing at him. He was furious with Lisa, not just for preventing Nakoa from attending the event, but for her constant interference in his life. He felt humiliated, not just by the absence of his son, but by how powerless he seemed in the face of Lisa's unwavering control. Would this be his life going forward? Would he have to beg his ex-wife every time he wanted to spend time with his children? And would he ever be able to enjoy the presence of both his kids and his girlfriend in the same room? Only time would tell, but for now, it didn't seem likely. The future, what lies ahead for Lisa and Jason? The events of that evening mark a pivotal, almost unthinkable, moment in the relationship between Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa. Once, Jason and Lisa had navigated the challenges of post-separation life with a sense of grace, their children always placed first above all else. But that fateful evening, the emotional rift between them became undeniably apparent. What had once felt like a partnership rooted in respect and understanding now feels like a distant memory, replaced by the weight of resentment and unspoken frustration. Lisa, in particular, carries the burden of this shift. Her emotions run deep, and it's clear she can no longer hide the growing discontent that clouds her every interaction with Jason. The introduction of Adria into the mix only intensified the tension. Lisa's discomfort with her presence is palpable, and the wound she carries, of another woman now sharing space in their children's lives, seems to fester with every passing day. Jason's new relationship, which he had hoped would bring him happiness and healing, instead adds a layer of complexity to an already fractured family dynamic. Lisa's feelings of betrayal and anger are raw. It isn't simply about co-parenting anymore, it's about a battle for the emotional well-being of their children and the ghosts of a relationship that never truly died, but certainly can't be revived. The intensity of the situation mounts with every passing hour. The anger, the hurt, the resentment, all of it hangs in the air, thick and suffocating. Can Lisa and Jason rebuild what's been broken? Can they heal the wounds that run so deep, or is their relationship beyond saving, an irreversible casualty of time, change, and the weight of their own emotional turmoil? The world watches, fascinated, waiting for a resolution that may never come. The public, ever obsessed with their drama, only adds pressure to an already explosive situation. Every move, every glance is dissected. Every misstep becomes a headline. And still, the question remains, can Jason and Lisa find a way forward, together or apart, without destroying what's left of their family? The future of their relationship is hanging by a thread, suspended in uncertainty. Only time will tell if their fractured bond can ever be repaired, or if this will be the final chapter of a once beautiful story. Do you believe Lisa is right in keeping her children away from Jason's new girlfriend? Feel free to share your comments with us in the comments section. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.